Hello everybody, Lolbits here. Noli is a trickster killer turned rushdown chaining killer. His entire game plan mainly revolves on hitting your void rush slams. And outside of that, it's mainly just focusing on running up to a Nova M1 combo, and that's about it for Noli. Get caught off guard by Noli in close quarters, you're probably taking 40 HP at the very minimum. Against a coordinated team, he struggles really hard. Against everyone else, he can slaughter the lobby like really fast. So today we're ranking every survivor from worst to best on how well they counter Noli, survivability wise and teamwork wise. And I'm sure there will be a few slots a lot of you will not like and agree with. So make sure to stick around for that fun. Anyways, without further ado, like, subscribe, all that, let's get into the video. Dead last on our list we have number 13 Noob. Now, don't get me wrong, Noob has good survivability. Cola is just a free speed one for 10 seconds. That's just how it is. Use it after Noli stops void rushing about like a bit away from you, and you win a chase. Slate Skin's a pretty decent parry to void rush. Get hit by the first rush, hit Slate Skin, you can't get hit by the second rush's damage. Only issue is you have a bad chase start after the fact, but if you get hit by void rush and can't dodge it, it's still better to avoid that damage like. The main issue with Noob is you basically have no way to help your teammates. All you can do is sandbag and Slate Skin to tank an ability every 50 seconds. But because Slate Skin's so slow, they can just dodge you and then re-rush around you compared to anything else where you have full movement speed so you can run at the Noli so they can't just dodge around you. So yeah, Noob comes in dead last. Chance is going to have to come in at our number 12 slot. To be honest, Chance is already a solid pick. Every character's a solid pick just because this game's survivor-sided and Noli's not the best killer in the game. But still, why rank Chance so low? He has a range stun. One shot is on a 45-second cooldown, one of the longest cooldowns in the game. He can use it to counter a single void rush, which has minimal stalling time if he did it from range, but at least it gets rid of the void rush. His survivability isn't great. He can't gamble in solo chase because of Noli's moves being naturally able to catch up at distance. So his survivability isn't great. He has one shot and then, like the building name, oh my god, yeah, he has one shot and then he's done for. He only really gets the edge over Noob because his stopping a void rush is not that hard to do and can't just be circled around super easily. Anyways, that's it. Chance at number 12. For our last but for the top 10, we have 2-time at number 11. 2-time doesn't do anything really that special to pressure or threaten Noli. Pressuring a stab can get shut down really easy by Nova plus M1, which deletes half of 2-time's entire health pool. But mainly, even though you don't have any counters to Noli's abilities, 30-second cooldown stun is still a 30-second cooldown stun. You also have pretty decent survivability, not like Noob level still, but still, it's pretty good. Like, you can use resources repeatedly if you're tunneled compared to Chance who only has one shot once. 2-time's just kinda lackluster overall for the last slot here. Not amazing for teamwork or survivability, but you know, does everything just alright. Starting us off in the top 10 we have Shiletsky. Now Shiletsky's probably, I don't know how people are gonna feel about this one, but Shiletsky is better than Chance, but still nothing super amazing. 40-second stun cooldown, so that means you can counter every other void rush. And you have 180 effective HP as long as you don't get tunneled after taking a hit. Which, since Shed has decent survivability considering you have a gamble slash, you're doing pretty well in that regard. So Shiletsky's main resources past the 13th through 11th spots is the fact that you can tank Novas for your teammates without being down a lot of health, since you just walk away from that 40 damage and get 40 HP back, leaving you back where you were and your teammate is much safer, assuming they even get the M1 off on you. Survivability pretty good, teamwork alright. Coming in at number 9 we have Builderman. Now Builderman once again can counter every other void rush. Same cycle as everyone else, you have a 45-second cooldown and sentry. Now where Builderman gets the edge on the previous is not survivability, obviously Builderman is a support. Unlike something like a gamble slash or technically Chance's shot is also a gamble, sentry's guaranteed once it's down. It's guaranteed to shut down Noli for that time. At least if people use it, it is. So yeah, Builderman has a guaranteed stall for what would be every other void rush. Also on top of this, Dispenser keeps the entire team healthy. Now, it's not as fast of healing like Shed's Chicken, but anyone not out of chase who's taken damage to tank things can just go over to the dispenser and heal it back. Like, let's say you're chasing a Taff, right? And there's a Builder Man and a 2-time. If 2-time goes in for backstab, misses, and you don't swap off Taff to 2-time, 2-time can just run over to the dispenser. And by the time their stun's back, they'll be up to 60 HP at least, I'd say. So yeah, Builder Man's able to keep everyone healthy if he's able to get his dispenser down and is able to get that free, guaranteed 45-second cooldown stall. No gambling involved. So that's why Builder Man comes in at number 9. Number 8, we have Veronica. Now, Veronica is most comparable in helping people in chase to 2-time. Veronica doesn't have any direct counters to Void Rush or Nova besides just tanking them, considering she can get up to 150 effective HP with a starting level of 115. Now, Bump, as we all know, is on a 20-second cooldown, a very short cooldown for a resource that's not like sandbagging or something. Very good, but doesn't counter anything specifically. Now, her solo chase can be hard to run because if you skate at the bad time, then you're going to get caught up with Void Rush and you're going to die. But if you skate at the right time in the right route, you can get away from Noli very, very well. Nothing super particular, just a solid character overall. Moving on into the next tier of characters, we have Jane Doe at number 7. Now, for me, even this feels a bit wrong, but the more I considered Jane Doe and talked about it with whoever I could find to listen to me talk about Jane Doe, she's just kind of good at doing her job. She has a 35-second cooldown on Hatchet, and that's really about it for Jane Doe. Now, you may think, oh, just Hatchet when they Void Rush into you, that shuts it down, but it doesn't really. It's about the same as everyone else. If you hit it on re-rush, they have time to dodge. I tested, it actually does work now. Not as good at sandbagging as like Shaletsky, but the stun is still easier to hit on a Noli because you still can hit the re-rush and all. Survivability in chase varies depending on how much shatter points you have going into it. If you lose all your shatter points, you're going to die in chase. If you can hold on to it until you can get your next refill of shatter point, you have pretty good survivability. You can't really risk taking abilities because if you run out of shatter point, that makes you a very weak tunnel. Overall, just strong. There's not much else to say about Jane Doe either, she's just kind of strong. For number 6, we have 2-time again. Wait, what? Okay, so basically what I mean by 2-time again is ping time, aka 2-time on 100 or above ping. Now you may be thinking, is it really worth trying to separate these two, you know? I tried to rank it with them together, but it's so different on what they can do because normal 2-time needs to pressure for backstab. Ping time can just go to it because even if you react, it hits. If you don't miss time, your backstab, it hits, and that's just kind of how it is. Still doesn't directly counter either of their abilities, but still a 30-second cooldown on a resource and a very good solo chase brings you a lot above normal 2-time. Like, the difference is too large for me to not separate these two. So to play against a ping time, you may need to know when they want to stab, and you need to stop when you think they could stab if you don't want to Nova them. Nova M1 does counter them pretty well though, so they're not super strong like they might be in other matchups. So yeah, ping time comes in at number 6. Coming into our top 5, we have Elliot, which is lower than usual for where Elliot would rank on the list, but let me explain. Rush Hour is a great survivability tool, but it does a bit less against Noli considering if you get a lot of distance, you can just Void Rush up to the Elliot, which is not great for Elliot. Elliot loses half their health between either interaction for either of the moves, so you have to choose which one you want to Rush Hour out of. But despite that, Rush Hour is still Rush Hour, and you're still a low commitment support that can heal up to an entire Void Rush Slam worth of HP back whenever your passive gets maxed out, so you're doing just fine as Elliot. Low commitment, you can still heal just fine, but not the best survivability compared to usual for Elliot. So we're gonna have to put Elliot in at number 5. Number 4 has to go to Taff. Now, Taff probably seems a bit off. You'd think they're like a mid pick, but Taff has 2 tools that I think are very strong against Noli. First of all, Trip Mine, if you hit a Void Rush, completely stops you from re-rushing like everything else. Survivor gets distance and you're forced to wait out your re-rush time before being able to move again. Which, when you hit a mine, 10 seconds to remove off the cooldown, so a 30-second interruption for Void Rush, pretty good. Then you have your tripwires, which should hopefully, if you even hit one, keep Noli out of distance of going for Nova M1. So Noli kind of gets pretty bullied by Taff, unless you tunnel Taff. You have to choose between using your Nova to get rid of traps fast, or you have to just break them slowly, assuming you even see them and again don't get slowness too. Taff also has the highest HP out of any support, giving them technically the best no ability survivability, if you know what I mean. Like, Builderman has 10 less. Dusakar is debatable between Taff and Dusakar, considering everything. And I'm talking about solo chase, by the way, not with help. We'll get into that in a bit. Anyways, Taff, number 4. In our top 3 spot, with our first S tier, we have Dusakar. Now, Dusakar is the worst of our S tiers, obviously, but Dusakar has the best support, I would say. Dusakar's main pivot is the fact he has worse survivability. Shield does a lot. Shield allows someone to tank a Void Rush for less HP than they would have took from a single M1. Completely puts Void Rush off the table every 30 seconds. Now, if you're in a very solo chase without any teammates around to take the Void Rush, now this doesn't do anything, but if you're the one in chase and a teammate is willing to tank the Void Rush slam, they can do it for you, and since unlike something like Slate Skin, they can full run, there's no way for Noli to just dodge around them. And it's not like they can swap chase to whoever they slammed unless they're really low health already, which they shouldn't be tanking then, since Dusakar can just support them moving into Plasma Beam. Plasma Beam gives 30 overheal and speed 1, allowing you to either dodge Nova M1 or tank it for only like 10 HP, leaving you in a pretty good position compared to where you would usually be being hit by Nova M1. Again, this is assuming you even are close enough to get hit by Nova after getting a Plasma Beam, since if they hit the killer 2, that's basically speed 3 in total for the survivor. Really good. Solo chase for Dusakar, complete solo, the only resource you have is Plasma Beam. If you hit it, slowness 2 helps a bit, but not the best solo chase, not at all. But with even one other survivor, you have an amazing chase if you're the tunnel. Anyways, Dusakar, number 3. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be fully honest, I don't know what the casual scene thinks about this matchup, so maybe you actually do understand this. But number 2 for countering Noli is 007 and 7. Now, this may come as crazy, maybe it's not, maybe I'm overstating it, but Clone is the best anti-Void Rush tool in the game. It has the shortest cooldown and it takes skill to use. I have to admit, it takes a lot more skill to use than just pressing a button and it being shut down. But still, a good 007 and 7 can ruin a lot of what Noli wants to do. Your clone takes the slam, and then your clone, if it's still alive, can even run forward with Noli, and if he goes for Nova until it dies, it will probably eat the Nova too. A 27 cooldown anti-Void Rush and anti-Nova tool is really, really good. Again, the only issue is you must be careful to not let them use it to chain onto other survivors, because then it's not going to work out very well. But if you have the skill it takes to use your clone effectively enough to shut down a Void Rush, then you're flying, you're doing really, really well against Noli. Anyways, that's it. Number 2, 7 and 7. Also should probably mention
UI, you can build UI when Noli teleports, usually. He still has aura read, so he can follow you on like make distance. Cool. Anyways, moving on to number 1.
For number 1, if you were counting, if you were thinking in your mind, guess 1 through 3, 7. And I hope this isn't controversial, since this should be really obvious. I know most casual players think Guess is the worst character, potential man and all, but I hope we can agree this is at least where he's the best Sentinel, or best character in the game. He's N7, slightly worse at tanking Void Rushes since they can go through you. But besides from that, he's just N7 but brain dead, right? So what can Guest do? You can block a Void Rush and you get a parry. So yeah, that's pretty good. There's no trying to make sure they don't go around you. If you just stand in their way and they have to go through you or dodge away, they probably aren't getting their Void Rush off. Not great for them. Blocks pressure, so they probably won't go for Void Rush anyways, because there's no counterplay to your anti-Void Rush. It's not like Shed Slash even, where you can either gamble on hitting them mid-Void Rush or try hit end lag. No, you just kind of take it. And then you have Charge, which is a lot harder, but if you don't have your block for some reason and you're the target of the Void Rush, you can charge into them after they hit their first Void Rush. And now it doesn't give helpless anymore, so they can re-rush, but you have resistance 5 and you tank the entire Void Rush for no damage. Doesn't help with teammates, but it still helps you completely negate it every single time they use it. On top of this, Nova M1, you have an extra 15 HP, so you can tank it if you want, but more importantly, if you charge when they're about to Nova, you tank it for free. yeah, it's just a lot of free tanking, to be honest. You can deal with Noli really, really well. The biggest downside is just greeting a block before Void Rush, or if you really need to. Your solo chase should be really, really good, so Noli shouldn't be able to swap to you, nothing like that. So yeah, Guest comes in as number 1 against Noli. It's kind of hard for me to put expression on this because I feel like this one's kind of obvious. I feel like N7 was like the peak. N7 just kind of feels like the peak of this video because like Guess is just so brain dead that I don't know what to really say about it. As long as, again, you don't have greed, you're fine. You win. Anyways, moving on into the conclusion. Moving on into the conclusion here. Now, I'm not going to have as much yap again as I would usually have because there's not much else to say. Noli is, as a killer, is easily counterable if you have the right team and just actually cooperate even a bit, you know. Just having the idea on what you want to do, you're probably going to do fine unless it's a really, really good Noli. Then you need actual coordination to shut them down. Now, there's no bad characters here. There's a reason I put everything at like an A rank, even though there's many different tiers. We have A-, like, and then we had up to S tier. Nothing's B tier. I feel like nothing fails against Noli, unlike they might against other killers. So that's why I decided to just once again go with A- and above, because I don't want to give the wrong idea. Like 2-time not great against Noli is 2-time bad against Noli. No, 2-time still is a good character because 2-time is a good character. Same with Noob. Like Noob is usually the lowest, but like it's not like Noob's bad, it's just Noob isn't as good. You know, that's why I felt like I had to do that. Anyways, I don't think there's anything else to say here. Oh yeah, I got 2k subscribers, that was cool. But yeah, I'm excited to see any complaints about this one, because every other time I post one of these, I get complaints about what I don't expect to get complaints about. So it's very interesting to see. Anyways, as I said, like, subscribe, do all that. Anyways, that's about it. See ya.